Welcome back, everybody, to Limeade 4.0, presented by Lime City. Got another run for you this evening. We got SRGTsilent playing a game that I'm sure as hell not going to pronounce. So, it's Ape Escape, essentially, but take it away.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm SRGTsilent. We have here Saru, Getchu, Saru Daisakusen, as it's known in Japanese. In English, you might know this game as Saru Masu Moves or Big Mission. Both of those are names that you might know it as. So we're gonna drop our name in honor of the guy this whole thing is after, Jaguar K. I can't spell the whole thing, so Big K for King. And we will just start right into the run. So time's gonna begin once I hit height here, which means yes. So we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the name of the game here is pretty much RNG. If something goes well, it's because I'm really skilled at the game, and if something goes bad, it's because I got bad RNG. Don't worry, there's literally no in between. I gave one for the good luck. So, right off the bat, you might have heard the word Ape Escape, and you're seeing some monkeys, but this doesn't quite look like the Ape Escape that you know and love. So, this rough story is Spectre has decided that in order to take over the world this time, what he's going to do is he's going to shrink Kakeru and Natsumi and the rest of the gang down to like chess piece size, and he is going to basically, after he's done that, take over the world because he now has free reign. Unfortunately, the professor, who is like the general scientist who always is like, Kakeru, I need you to do this dirty work because I don't want to do it, is an inventor and has decided, I've prepared just in case I need to for this scenario, and he gave the laboratory, which is what I mean, the ability to be a remote control. So the goal is to catch monkeys, as you might know. We're gonna go for a small skip here. We're supposed to get this lamb. We're gonna, instead of getting the lamb, we're gonna skip the lamb directly. Oh dear. All right, I gotta reset this up because I hit that. We're gonna skip the lamb and just go directly for the speedy blue boy here. I'm hitting every question mark possible. So there is a fast way to get every monkey, and there is a not fast way to get every monkey. This is what happens when RNG is bad. Get out of here! When RNG is bad. So the fast way to get every monkey is to essentially just dunk them immediately. But you can't necessarily do that. So sometimes you have to hit a monkey. We tried to go for... Wow. Okay. We're just gonna wait on this beach here. We tried to go for a particular setup where we would avoid alerting this monkey, because monkeys do have alerts that we do have to worry about. But unfortunately, this guy saw us. So now we have to wait on his cycle. So this is like, I don't know, a 20-second time loss. Monkeys, you'll notice it quite a lot of times throughout the run. I will attempt to do what we call dunking on a monkey. And instead of dunking, the monkey is going to decide, no, not today. And he's just going to dodge. Monkeys can dodge sideways, monkeys can dodge backwards. It doesn't matter. You can come at a monkey from behind, and he will still dodge your helmet. So the goal is to do all of the setup so none of that happens. But again, the name of the game is RNG. If something goes right, it's because I'm good. If something goes wrong, it's because this game has a lot of RNG. So we're going to dunk our hook friend here. Unfortunately, we didn't get the hook jump, but we're going to swing. Anyone who's played this game casually will know that the hook swing mechanic is one of the absolute worst mechanics Ape Escape has ever introduced to the series. I'm gonna make it look a lot easier than it is. I assure you. Momentum in this game is not... Oh, I'm hitting the PlayStation button. Is not what you would think when it comes to swinging. Like, the moment you hit the arc of your swing, all of your momentum hits 0. Just done. So if you are trying to like swing and release at the max possible moment, you're just gonna release late and drop into the pit. So to explain the UI here, the rough of it is you can see a monkey count in the bottom. That's all the monkeys in the stage. I do not need every monkey in the stage. I only need a select amount of monkeys in every stage. Usually the minimum or slightly more than the minimum to successfully beat the whole stage. Like, you saw me skip one right there because I didn't need another parachute monkey. In the top left is a set of bananas. That's functionally my health points. When that hits 0, I either get knocked off the helmet, or if I'm not in the helmet just dies. And in the top right is all of my moves. The X button just says jump. Nothing fancy there. The triangle button, all you need to know, I think it says Getchu, but don't worry about it. It says dunk. So every time I dunk a monkey, feel free to say dunk. And circle and square are their attack. Some monkeys only have 1, some have 2. Also, this is the worst monkey in the game. I'm glad she behaved. Saran is a horrible monkey, and she does not have to let you catch her. So yeah, like this monkey, for example, circle lets me blow the fan, and square, which is an attack you're not going to see this run, lets me do a spin attack. We're only going to use the ones we need, and some monkeys don't have to. So we've done 2 sections, and we have 1 more fan section. I'd like to shout out the music in this game. If anyone is interested in Soichi Terada, he is the main composer for most of the Ape games. Not all of them. He did 1, 3, this game, Pumped and Primed. So go ahead and listen to his music. These songs, this is a PSP exclusive game. I'm playing it on PSTV. The songs in this are a little short and loopy, but I assure you, if you go listen to some of his other bangers, like, you will not be disappointed. He makes some good music. Alright, and with that, we're out of level 3. Not a great start, but, you know, sometimes Chapu is like that. So we're gonna, instead of getting sent back to the warp room, we're gonna go straight into a boss fight. This is, the bosses of the game are typically the Uki 5, so in this case, we're starting with Uki Red. We're actually gonna go for a very specific setup. We're going to bait him into hopefully breathing fire out of his elephant trunk. Aim, and the reason we caught the gun monkey earlier, even though he was completely optional, is because he lets us do that. You are not supposed to fight him like that, but it turns out just 10 shots to the butt with your gun, and bam, he's donezo. He's out. So every time we finish a boss, we're going to rescue one of our friends. You might notice on the right there is Hikaru or Jimmy. We're never going to talk to them. We're never going to do anything with them. They're not worth interacting with. But the story is essentially we're rescuing our friends. So that's one friend, and now we're going to move into the next set of 3 levels to fight the next Uki 5, and we're going to rescue another friend. Oh, I think that's the main, all of the gist of the game and the mechanics. Now we can start explaining levels. I tend to front load explanations, so I'm super open to chat, just like interacting. If you have questions or anything, feel free to ask at any point. Same with the host, though I suspect we're gonna limit that to donations, which is fine by me. Yeah, this is just gonna be a super chill run. We're here for monkeys, and I hope you all enjoy monkeys. We're going to come up to a very specific setup here. So ice is terrible. You can't jump up ice. You can't even do like normal attacks up it or run up it, but you can do this super punch up it. So we're gonna try to get a nice lineup. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, so we're gonna get the backup if we can. Do a nice little knockout. Grab this blue guy. So blue guys are nice because they are the fastest form of movement in the game. And we're gonna go for a little skip here. We're gonna jump as we hit this cutscene. Unfortunately, I jumped a little too late, so I didn't carry my momentum through the cutscene, but you will see that in a couple other cases. Now, you can do this level without grabbing the blue guy, because trust me, that blue guy is a little bit harder to grab than you might think. However, doing all of this section without having this speed reliance, because this is a lot faster than you might think, makes this a lot harder. Speaking of, here's a nice little section. We're just gonna slide through that. A lot of this is comparing to people's first time playing this game. That motorcycle monkey, which is a new type of monkey introduced to this game, will absolutely ruin your day. He will hit you into the pit again and again and again and again. Instead, you can just casually hold the sprint button down and sprint right through him. And now, here's a really fun thing about the development of this game. So, every level has a fixed spawn point for the laboratory. The problem with that is the developers placed the monkeys before they placed the lab spawn point, and the monkey's AI is activated the moment the level loads, while the lab can't do anything until it's fully spawned in and the camera has turned around. So some monkeys, which normally would have a fixed spawn point like this archer monkey, can be left, right, forward, back. Basically, all you need to know, he is already on the go. He has already seen you. So that's really coming back to the RNG there of there's several stages where the monkey we need to get immediately might just actually, oh my god, wall of death, might just actually be behind us at this moment. And we're just gonna lose like 5 seconds because there's nothing we can do about that. Alright. This level is also the first level that introduces puzzles. I'm going to use the word puzzles lightly. Everyone in chat, please feel free to interact and help me solve the very first puzzle of the game. We're going to use our hammer monkey friend here. We're going to walk up to this door, and guys, we have to solve this puzzle. Anyone who guessed hit the button in front of you, congratulations, you've solved the first puzzle. Woo! Oh no. I got hit. That's, okay. So these walls are colloquially known as walls of death. I think you've already got a good idea of why. The enemies on them will absolutely body you, and if you take even a single hit from the, I'm gonna call him a frog monkey. He might be a gecko monkey. Feel free to argue about it in chat. If you take a single hit from him, or from anything, you just get knocked off the entire wall and fall all the way back down, which is super fun when you're going for fast times. So that was puzzle 2. Now we're going to move into puzzle 3. Man, the game is really hammering these puzzles home, right? Believe it or not, we're actually moving in a very specific pattern here. This pattern is the minimum amount of movement to hit the buttons while also at the same time baiting the little Borg enemies, which, by the way, are infinitely spawning. Baiting the Borg enemies to attack in specific ways so that I can dodge them, or they'll just miss me entirely. Are these really considered puzzles? I assure you, Kent, as the game progresses, you will understand why I'm calling them puzzles later. For now, that was just the introductory stage. Also, I really enjoy reading Apache's comment of what's better than a game, me and a game he can't pronounce. Absolutely. So this is a good example of a monkey. He could have been anywhere. We got lucky where he was in front of us, but that luck doesn't necessarily mean anything because now we have to get through this entire stage. Of course, he's going to dodge. I'm just going to... That's an example of The monkey should have just behaved and let me dunk him, but instead he dodged. I've been practicing ILs for this stage because a new prolific Ape Escape community runner, Zazami, came in and took some of my ILs. And in doing that, he decided it would be really cool. Oh, I'm being looped. He decided it would be really cool if he optimized 2 of the worst levels in the game. So here we are with this one. And there's our first example of why these are called puzzles. So you see 9 buttons in front of us, but we can only hit certain buttons. Which buttons do we hit? If you guys guessed 2, 3, 4, and 9, congratulations, you solved the puzzle. However, did you figure that one out? So most zones in this game are going to be, or levels, I think. There's 15 levels, 6 bosses. We're only going to see, or 7 bosses. We're going to see 6 of them. Most zones are split into either 2 or, I did it again. Most levels are split into 2 or 3 zones. The first level that is 3 zones is quite a bit later in the game, so we're not going to worry about that for now. Basically, what you need to know is if I leave the first zone, the second zone is probably going to be where the level ends. And now, this is where I want to call all of the glitch hunters out. Anyone who likes hunting glitches, breaking games, especially if it's a game you've never heard of, you just want a new experience, please, 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 please help us find a way to skip Monkey Says. This is, I mean, you saw that I just had to spend, what was that, 15 seconds pushing square and circle to get out of a level. It's very obnoxious. We can, like, kind of clip into the gate, but we're only clipping through the textures. We're not actually clipping through any walls. So, yeah. Have fun with that. And now we're going to move into Boss 2. The game moves really quick. Boss 2 is Uki Blue, clearly inspired by Indiana Jones. This stage, or boss, whatever you want to call it, has the highest amount of required catches in the game. It is the lowest known possible amount of catches, or dunks, I'm going to call them, because these monkeys are already claimed by me, is 7. No stage in this entire game requires 7. The speedrun, the fast speedrun, we do it in 9 because it saves just a little bit of time. But there's another category called low percent where you actually are called min caps, where you're actually limited in just how many you can capture. So we needed to find out that, hey, turns out you can do this in only 7 captures. No one has run min caps. No one will ever run min caps. There was a strat in an earlier level where you get the AI to do something for you instead. Not good. Just not fun. Not fun. Alright. We are moving on to the third set of levels, Iwajarumi Lab. This is personally one of my favorite levels in the game. This is also the first level where if you were playing the game casually, this is probably where you would game over. This game is not easy by any description, unless you are extremely practiced in the game. Enemies are insane. If you have played Ape Escape 3, then you know there's enemies everywhere. This game takes that up to 11. Also, we're gonna go for a dunk here. Dunk! Another strat that I assure you looks a lot easier than it is. Just a nice little mermaid dunk. Grab him and move. You're supposed to wait for the mermaid to sail around, get on your platform. You're also not really supposed to take the blue monkey like I did, but they gave you lily pads, so we're going to take advantage of those lily pads and sprint across them. This is our first introduction to mech monkeys. We need to go forward a little bit so that we don't get hit by these drill borgs. And we're going to use these mechs the absolute minimum amount of time necessary because I haven't really talked about the movement speed yet. There's a couple different movements in this game. One of them is just casually running on the ground. But we found out that if you jump in between movements, it's actually just a little bit faster to let a dust cloud come out, take about a step, and then do another jump. And that saves just a bit of time. So now we're going to take advantage of some poorly placed level geo. And instead of bringing a mech all the way to the end of the level, breaking that gate, we're just going to hop over the gate. And with that, we're able to get through stages like that with only 4 monkeys. So initially, I was capturing most of the monkeys, except for the optional ones. Here, you're going to, for the rest of the game, you're going to start seeing like, okay, he is actually skipping monkeys. He doesn't even need to beat the game. This is another banger level, or the OST here is such a good track. We are going to go for YOLO strat, because this is a marathon. What could possibly go wrong doing YOLO strat? First, we need this guy. We have a very specific set of spins we need to do on these devices. So this first one is 5 half rotations. That gets us across this gap. This next one is 6.5. You can use whatever method you want for that. That's just that's how I do it. Makes life easy on me. And now this is where we're gonna see YOLO. So we're gonna skip this green monkey here, and we're gonna go straight for a dunk. And we're gonna get it. Let's go. Also, that monkey's fine. Don't worry about him. He's fine. He's fine. Just trust me, he's fine. So this is our first example of a motorcycle monkey. Motorcycle monkeys are the same as the normal blue monkeys, except they have a horn on the front of their motorcycle, which lets us break walls and destroy enemies and break boxes. But we're going to take advantage of the fact that we have him, and we're just going to skip everything. We're going to plow through the entire rest of this level. All of Zone 2, not going to happen, and we're out. Vroom indeed. Ape Escape is a great game. The whole series is great. I recommend playing multiple games in the series, but if nothing else, play 1, 2, 3, and then play 2001, which is a Japanese exclusive PlayStation 2 game, and play Daisakusen or Big Mission, which is a PSP exclusive Japanese game. Alright, so this is a big example of RNG. We got really good RNG. He just let us catch him. He doesn't have to do that. If he had ran across these lily pads, I could have showed you a really cool jump strat to get to him anyway. But no, he's just going to let us catch him, which is awesome. So now we're going to do one of a few skips in this game. We're going to take advantage of the way this game has like level chunks. We're going to walk into the pit, and that's going to respawn this lift on the other side as if we have done it. And that's going to let us jump across. So now we're going to go for one of the hardest strats to do quick. We're going to go for a high rope jump. That's unfortunate. We'll do one more time because this is a marathon. We're going to... Oh, I missed it. So this is what happens when you run out of bananas. You just respawn. YOLO. One more try for marathon here. This is one... Nah, okay, that's a sign. This is one of the hardest strats. That entire jump rope has collision. Or jump rope, like slide rope. You can walk or jump along the whole thing. You can't walk because you'll slide off of it. However, he's going to dodge. No, he didn't dodge. However, it's very hard to do that and keep speed. So I went for it a few tries for the sake of the marathon, but yeah, it's not shocking I didn't quite get it. Also, we're just gonna avoid the flying chocolate. Don't worry about the chocolate. This is Cake Land. That's all I have to say about this. This is Cake Land. Those are bananas. Chocolate. Every like third stage is the theme of the boss that's about to follow it. That's pretty typical for Ape Escape games. So we had the like Raiders of the Lost Ark stage for Uki Blues, Indiana Jones. We had the something for red in an elephant suit. I don't know. I think he just was in an elephant suit. This is Cake Land, level 3 of the 3rd set of levels, so you can probably guess, based on the fact that everything here is cakes, what the next boss is going to be. In the meantime, we're going to play Santa, and we're going to give all the baby monks some nice, beautiful bananas. Shoutouts to another runner of multiple ape games, Bushi, for the banana for the children. Fun. And with that, we're going to move into Uki Yellow. So Uki Yellow has a very, very specific thing I have to do. This fight is incredibly movement specific. As soon as I skip the cutscene, I have to begin moving in a very specific pattern in order to get Yellow just casually stuck on this strawberry. I don't think I'm gonna hit him. I'm not. And then the reason I grabbed the flame guy is because I can just sit here and do a bunch of free damage to Yellow. Unfortunately, I was a little late, which is okay, as the only thing that's going to break the cycle is getting hit when I'm not supposed to. So I purposely get hit there. That ends his fork spin early. This is going to let me hit him, knock him over. He's going to get up. We're going to hit the fork a second time. As soon as he lands, bam, fork. We're going to freeze fire on him, and he should die in 2 hits here because I missed a couple, and that's that. That fight can go very bad very quickly. So I'm glad it went well, because even missing even just a little bit or not getting him stuck on the strawberry can cause a whole extra cycle. You get hit an extra time. It becomes very scary. But we're out. We're into section 4, the next 3 levels. This is a really quick game. It's not quite as quick as Ape 1, but it's we're moving through these levels real fast. So we're gonna skip any kind of monkey grabbing. We don't need the business suit. We don't need the lamb. We're just gonna bait this gun guy into aiming at us, do a specific jump to get onto this crate. That's going to prevent the enemies below from hitting us. We're going to snipe this target, and we're just going to move on through to the next level. So if you guys missed the puzzles, you can see up ahead of us, we have more puzzles. Lovely little solution. Another reason I call these puzzles is because I have seen people play this game casually, and they just sit here wailing on torches. They're trying to light all 8 torches, and they're like, I don't understand why it's not working. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I just have to sit there, and I'm like, I'm not going to tell you to look at the door, man. It's not like the game has showed you the solution to every puzzle yet. I'm just going to sit here and watch you wail on torches, wondering why it's not working. Fun times. Okay, so we're coming up on Monkey See Monkey Do number 2. This one is 3 in a row. Thankfully, there's only a select number of patterns, but we still have to sit through and wait. We can't go early. We can't guess. We can't preemptive. We have to watch every single one of these cycles. Now, if you guys are familiar with Ape Escape, you'll know that typically after you beat a stage or beat Spectre, you can re-enter the stages and more monkeys will be unlocked, or you'll have a new gadget and you could do you could come back and do that. This door here actually does have a skip for it, but only on the stage Revisit. So when I was talking about finding a skip for these before, this is the really important one. You can see just how long I'm stuck playing that game. We're gonna immediately dunk. We're gonna go for a YOLO strat. Let's go. We got it. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, you cannot make that first cycle of the windmill, or of the Ferris wheel. Now, Ferris wheel, you're intended to do a lot of waiting on, but I know exactly how to move my analog, where all these cycles are and everything. So I'm going to skip 2 whole cycles and just jump across the Ferris wheel completely unintendedly to get to the end as soon as possible. And we're going to take this monkey here all the way to the end of the level. So this one guy is gonna finish the stage out. Even though I'm running past so many monkeys, this is a good example of just why there might be a lot of monkeys, but you really don't need all of the monkeys. You only need to select few. I did this entire room on one. Which, by the way, I want you to note I caught in this room. The next stage is even better because the next stage is going to completely skip the second room entirely in the only like a really big, really massive skip in the game. There are a couple other pieces of tech, like you can pixel wall jump off of edges with the laboratory helmet, but we don't have to do that in this category, so we're not going to do that. Hey, let's go. We got a button snipe. You like that? You like that? So this is... I jumped really early. This is a Kura Air Show, I think is the name. We're going to grab this guy, fly across, and now we're going to grab... If we get a funny interaction, the bunny can jump into the spikes. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it. Climb another funny little wall of death. The fun thing about walls of death as well is... Whoa! We're going to do a small skip. If we get it, let's go. First try. We like that. You're definitely not intended to do that. Walls of death, the way they work is it's depending on your camera orientation, what direction is up. So if I entered a wall of death with my camera, say, rotated 45 degrees to the right, like this orientation that you saw when I hit the button, my up isn't north. My up becomes like northwest to counteract that. So we're going to skip this first monkey. We're going to wait for a specific lineup. We're going to casually mess up the trick because it's a marathon. Why wouldn't we mess up the trick? We're going to go for the other cycle, land on it, and now the first monkey in the stage was a hook monkey. We did not grab that hook monkey because we had a parachute monkey from earlier in the game, the stage. That's going to let us land on that structure, which you're not supposed to do, fly across the entire stage, skip every other monkey, every other puzzle mechanic, and we're just going to fly straight to the end, and we're going to get a dunk, and we are out of the air show. That is the biggest skip in the game. Sips you having to ever grab another monkey. It's really nice. It's takes some practice, but it's not too hard once you get used to it. The hard part of this game is really just the pure RNG of every single monkey does whatever it wants, whenever it wants. They'll just, like this guy, he'll just sometimes hit you. This guy here will just sometimes move and you can't grab him. Usually they're like consistent 90% of the time. Also, Swamp Monster Dunk, that's fun. But, you know, it's that like 10% of the time that they're not, that you enjoy losing 10 seconds per monkey. Like this guy here, he's a good example. If you don't approach that dunk like I did, where I like wrapped around the back really quick, he'll usually just dodge you, and he's gone. So this is Danyori Horror House. The theme of this level is spooky movies and also puzzles. So you're going to see quite a few things you might recognize, you know, from your spooky movie days. Like this guy I'm playing as, he's Frankenmonkey. I was playing as Dr. Frankenstein earlier. I was playing as the Swamp Monster from it's like a 1980s movie. It Came From Below or something. There was the classic showering heroine there. This one, I'll let it speak for itself. Oh my god, it's Jae-soon! So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of those. This is also the final stage in the third set, and it's the first stage with 3 zones. So we moved in a very specific way so we could get that pattern there. those buttons, if you mess up your movement and you don't get that button pattern, can become a lot more of a nightmare. There's a Kabuki version of Jason. There's a monk, I don't know. Also, these axes, worst hitboxes in the game. These axes are terrible. So we're gonna manipulate this statue that turns into a real-life monkey. We're gonna move in a very specific way by hugging this wall so that he shouldn't be able to get to us here. Dracula is gonna drop down. We're gonna take advantage of Dracula. We're gonna grab him, and we're gonna fly as soon as possible because that night monkey is coming. We have very little time to get onto here. We're gonna hug this wall. You don't necessarily have to hug this wall, but getting hit by one of these mines is very devastating. Getting hit by the axe is even worse. And now we're gonna get our final reference, the strike of midnight, the bell rings, and out comes Monkerella. These are not actually the monkeys' names, but I've played enough Ape 3 that they're Monkerella. Because this game is running on a modified engine of Ape Escape 3. Unfortunately, the word modified means a lot of the Ape 3 tech just doesn't really work, which is big sad. So now, all of this execution, all this randomness we've had to go up through, absolutely meaningless. This is Uki Pink. Anyone who knows Ape Escape knows what Uki Pink means. Uki Pink means complete RNG. I am at the whims of the video game. Oh, that's not great. Okay, please hit the button. Okay, she was nice. If Uki Pink decides to leave the stage at any moment in time, which she almost did twice there, this stage becomes much harder. Dude, I'm being bullied. I'm actually being bullied. Please stop. We're probably gonna have to get a 2-cycle Pink now. So, the reason that's important is because Pink can only be reliably hit when she's on the stage. If she's on the stage, I can do this hammer slam, which does about 1.5 hits of damage. If she's not on the stage, I have to do the hammer spin, which does absolutely abysmal damage. And when she's on the stage, you can see how long she just sits here and lets me hit her. When she's on the ground, I'm going to hit her, and she's going to teleport away. If she does an instant teleport, yeah, we're phase transitioning back. So this is a typical bad Pink. You usually want to kill Pink in that second stage mode, but because of how many times I missed the buttons and stuff. Oh, she died in one hammer. We will take that, actually. Usually you have to drop the whole stage on her. The fact that she was one hammer short, that actually could have been a good Pink. I just missed too many swings on the buttons because I'm nervous. So I don't know. But you know, realistically, I can't complain about that Pink. With all of the stuff I've been through, I can't complain. This is another monkey that spawns before you do and can be just about anywhere in the stage. So I have to find him. Now, we're going to hold a second instead of jumping immediately, because if you use that momentum that you have from the hook and immediately jump, that red monkey up there will actually plow straight into your face with his glove. He will just punch you back off into the pit, and you will go right back down and have to do it all again. It would have looked funny, but it's not worth it. Oh my god, what are you doing? Okay, thank you. He rarely does that. And now this is the start of Endgame. This is where monkeys are going to get a lot more aggressive. Enemy spam is going to become a lot more ridiculous. Like, you can already see this gate here, just how many enemies are here. Oh my gosh. Hit. We basically have very limited health to try to get through these stages on as little hits as possible. And the game does not care. The game does not care about your HP. It will hit you with anything and everything it possibly can throw at you. So it's a good thing that jumping's faster, because this would be a lot more annoying if it wasn't. See that? That was a typical side dodge. This is a new monkey introduced in this game. It is a type of the white mechanical monkeys. The gimmick of them is their special attack. I'm gonna get hit. Yep. Their special attack is to shoot electricity, which is needed to charge these doors. Now, you can also use this to stun monkeys. Normally, you don't have to. So we're gonna go for a dunk. We got it. Nice. He could have dodged. The motorcycle monkey hit me. That's always fun. He almost hit me again. And now, there were two routes. We could have taken the motorcycle monkey route, or we can take the jetpack monkey route. We want the jetpack monkey route because it lets us fly over all of these instead of having to do any puzzles. If we were doing the motorcycle monkey route, we would have had to swap to the electric monkey, do each of these puzzles, like slowly make our way across. Instead, we're just going to run this guy over here. Now, unfortunately, this guy doesn't have a jump button. He only has this button, and you can really see how many enemies are here. That was a very tame approach. They did not need to let me do that. Those enemies will absolutely destroy me if I let them. And now, we're going to move on to the penultimate level. That's right, we're already almost done with the game, guys. 2 levels, 2 bosses left. This song, banger. I don't care what you say, banger. I love this track. Boom, 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 boom. So we're gonna grab Bomb Monkey, and we're just gonna casually make our way through this level. There is one new mechanic introduced. We actually need to go... Well, we attempted to go for this guy from a specific angle so that he would let us dunk him. He didn't quite behave, and now we're going up the actual 2 worst walls of death in the game. So that one is tame. This one, I'm either going to 1 cycle or I'm going to get roasted. So let's see what happens. Nope, we're getting roasted. So it's complete RNG. It's like, it all depends. It's both RNG and cycle based, because you get RNG which cycle you're on, and cycle based on how quickly you get to that point in the stage, how that wall is going to be. And this, the magnet boots monkey I was playing as, you saw there, he did not let me grab him, and he doesn't have to let me grab him. Alright, this is one of the most annoying rope sections in the game, so I took it pretty safe. And now we're going to grab our firefighter friend here. So this is one of the newer strats. I say new, but it's not actually that new anymore. But I'm the only one who's done it, because I found a couple new strats since this game was last run, and pretty much no one touches this game other than me anymore. We're actually going to put out this fire. We're going to stun this flame guy, and we're going to use our flame to get our fire monkey over. We're just going to apparently dunk into the void. So never mind everything I was saying. Nice void dunk. You're going to use the fire to activate the lift at the same time as you hit this monkey, so that you can dunk on him and immediately jump onto the lift and then jump across. Before, we used to not ride the blue monkey across, but he saves a little bit of time to take him across if you get him. Alternatively, you do what I did and you just missed the lift. All right, this is our last, I think our last puzzle of the game. It is Simon Says. Simon Says is by far the hardest puzzle. Because if you load any of those enemies on the screen like I just did, they're already shooting at me, so they could potentially just snipe me. I got lucky, they didn't, but you really want to avoid ever loading those enemies on screen, which means you have to basically do the whole puzzle with your camera facing forward. And I got a open right side cup pattern, which is tame. They can give you some pretty rough patterns that you have to somehow do without turning your camera around or you're going to get shot. Alright, we're coming up on our last monkey here. We're going to electrify him to guarantee we get him. Nice, easy catch. Otherwise, he'll just dodge. Again, if you were going for like ILs, you wouldn't waste the time electrifying him. But we need to. And now we're going to show off infinite height. Every ape game has infinite height, except for one, or except for 2001. Turns out, if you push the X button twice while flying a jetpack monkey, the jetpack just goes, oh, okay, I'll fly again. And you can fly into the void. Now, it was very small there, but we actually took advantage of when you're infinite flying, there's a weird interaction with falling in this game, where if you, on the right frame of falling, mash or hit the jetpack button, you will actually go zoomies through space. So we got a very nice teeny zoomies there. And now we're in the final platforming level. So I mentioned earlier, you can take the helmet through levels. This is your first example of a wall you can jump over with the helmet. That's relevant for like low percent, where you need to capture the minimum amount of monkeys possible. You can make it all the way to that banana I just picked up and make this your first monkey in the stage. That was fun. So instead of sniping that button, I'm going to show off that just exactly how powerful infinite flight is. And I'm going to fly over this wall. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We got a little zoomy there too. We're going to fly over the wall. And we're going to skip opening that door entirely. That's not faster than sniping the button, but it's cool to show off. That's also how skipping the door in the earlier level I mentioned, the golden monkey door, works. You just fly over it because the devs didn't extend the load zones infinitely high. Speaking of, one more flight, and you've noticed by now, I've not swapped monkeys. This monkey is going to be our friend for almost the entire stage. There's a lot of platforming and stuff we're supposed to be doing down below, but between the sheer amount of enemies and just the fact we have infinite flight at our disposal, we're going to do absolutely none of that. No platforming, no challenges, no puzzles, none of that. Unfortunately, we do have to get off of him for this guy. The monkey I dunked earlier, I need for a boss fight. The way boss fights work is you only get monkeys if you captured them in the stage. So usually, the game intends you to have 3 with an optional 4th. That red guy, because we're doing a glitch to bypass him, he wouldn't have showed up if we had skipped him, and he is required in order to make an upcoming fight faster. Now, this is the highest damage monkey in the game, and we are using him in the scariest room of the game. So this room has, 5 monkeys, infinite enemy spawners, cannons continually shooting at us. Unfortunately, I didn't get the punch back. The things we're destroying are shooting at us. And we have to do all of this while these blinking red lights are going on. If we get knocked out like I did, there is a chance we actually just can't recover that. So thankfully, we're out. Now, I do want to give a bit of a heads up warning. It's not coming up quite yet, but this flashing red lights is going to be a theme for the rest. If you guys are photosensitive to rapidly flashing lights, please take care of yourself. This next stage, Uki White, is going to have a little bit of it, and then the stage after that is going to be a lot worse. So, just a preliminary warning on that. So this is Uki White. Uki White's pretty simple. All we need to do is sit here and shoot him. The reason I'm going into first person is I found out that you actually shoot 33% faster if you are shooting in first person instead of shooting in... unfortunately I was too low. Instead of shooting normally. Also, I couldn't hit him if I was shooting normally. But yeah, because I'm entering first person... Oh, that is bad RNG right there. Because I'm in first person, I'm doing 33% more damage than I would if I was just shooting normally. And that's going to be relevant for the next boss as well. Because you can actually one-cycle him if you get enough shots in. We're not going to be going for the one-cycle because it's an IL strat and is incredibly inconsistent. But it really goes to exemplify how much that extra 33% move speed of aiming down the sights can benefit you. Thankfully, the only attack that can ever hit us is the bomb. So as long as he doesn't pull a bomb, and he shouldn't pull a bomb if we've moved correctly, because all of those attacks are positional based, everything's fine. But he did pull a bomb because I moved a little bit, and that was a bit of a mistake. Okay, this is the final boss. Time is going to be coming up after this final boss. It's going to be pretty challenging to call exactly, so I'm just going to give you like a rough estimate on time. I'm just going to call time, and that's going to be that. This is where the flashing is going to be relevant. So I'm very serious about the flashing lights warning. Pay attention to your health, guys, because here it comes. Anyone who is watching, you can vouch for what you are about to see. So this is how we fight this boss with the monkeys that we have. We need to get in a specific lineup so that we can literally just cheese him by spamming into his side while spinning the hammer. Again, if you are doing really, really good damage, you can actually one-cycle him. You can skip everything we're seeing now. No lasers, no hand clap, no second rockets. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. I mean, I was fortunate, but it's an IL strat. Alright, so time is coming up as soon as he's destroyed. Which, no, that's bad RNG. I can actually lose this cycle if I get hit enough. No, 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 no. Okay, time. There we go. I know it's a really fast time, but Ape Escape likes to time things on the frame you start and the frame you end. But, yeah, I mean, that's that. That's Ape Escape. Thanks for having me, guys. That was fun. Please consider supporting Jag. Any little bit helps. And if you guys want to speedrun Ape Escape, join the Ape Escape speedrunning community. You could follow me. My name is on screen. I run this. I run 2001. There's a bunch of actually quote-unquote mainline games that I don't run, but, you know, I'm friends with a lot of people who do. We'll help you through those. But, yeah, I mean, thanks again, D-Lines, for hosting this, and floor is yours.
Good stuff, GG. Appreciate you showcasing that. And we had one donation towards the end. Theory donated $1 to get us over 1,000. Seeing the total sub 1,000 is pissing me off, so here's $1 to put it over. Appreciate that. So that's $1,000 for the third straight limeade. Can we get some more? Can we get some more? Can we get some when Jag takes the floor here in a couple of hours? We'll see. But appreciate you, Sarge. But we're gonna get ready for the next run. Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes by Blue Metal. We'll get that set up, and we'll be right back.